Folks, this breaking down of the international and national norms is the glue that holds the liberal world order together and holds together our system. That is what is being attacked now, and that's what's most dangerous.
They say that this could be a long war measured in years, and I think everybody understands why this is happening, but is it sustainable? What do you say to those families who say, listen, we can't afford to pay $4.85 a gallon for months, if not years. This is just not sustainable.
Well, what you heard from the president today was a clear articulation of the stakes. This is about the future of the liberal world order, and we have to stand firm.
All right, guys, so it seems that at every chance the Biden administration gets, they are proving the so-called conspiracy theorists right, that there's in fact some type of globalist something, if you want to call it New World Order, call it that, right? That's what they're calling it. They're calling it a liberal world order going on, okay? Now, what that liberal world order entails, who knows? But all I know is that if the liberal world order is high gas prices, inflation, a border crisis, a crime crisis, America being disrespected on the international stage, if that is the liberal world order, I'm pretty sure that most American people are not on board with it. In fact, we know that for a fact that they are not on board with it.
Put this inflation in context. How bad is the surge in prices?
It's awful. I mean, it's awful, and how people feel about it is even worse. You know, you look at the consumer sentiment right now, and what do you see? This is the worst consumer sentiment ever measured.
And how does President Biden's performance rate?
Awful. I mean,
I knew that was the answer.
The answer is awful. I mean, you know, I'll compare it to Carter at this point in his presidency, right? Look at the disapproval rating Joe Biden has on inflation right now. It's over 70%. Carter was not even there at this point in mid-1978.
A lot of beach time for President Biden. Hope he's got some extra sunblock. No vacation, though, from voters' disapproval. You can't run from that. A new Quinnipiac poll has President Biden tying his all-time low job approval rating of 33%. Where else is he underwater? A lot of different places, and not by a little. One on his handling of top issues like the economy, gun violence, Putin's war on Ukraine, and the midterm elections. Tick, tick, tick. They're coming up.
Yeah, so as we can see there, Joe Biden's approval rating is in the tank like it's been basically since the war in Afghanistan, okay? That's when his approval rating really started to tank. And Harris Faulkner is implying that Joe Biden's time is up, okay? And I think that there's definitely some truth to that. There's definitely some truth to the fact that the Democrats, at least being in control of Congress, their time is definitely coming up, which means that Joe Biden's time in office in 2024 is coming up. However, according to one Hollywood celebrity, Mr. John Vogt, he wants Joe Biden's time to be up now, as he came out and called for Joe Biden to be impeached in an impassionate, angry rant. Take a look.
My dear friends, we're all saddened by so much turmoil that has been brought upon this life we live. Can this darkness be lifted? Can we all share joy once again and see eye to eye? We have a troubled nation with much horror from these criminals that are ruining lives. We must stop this now. We must bring back our nation's safety. Our police force must act on righteousness and guard our neighborhoods, our businesses, our children, our elderly, our veterans, and our handicapped. We must protect this nation and bring back safety. We're all feeling very unsafe. We're all angry. And let's remember why. It starts with the seat of the President of the United States. He has wronged this nation's glory. He has taken down our morals, our true gift of the land of the free. He must be impeached. We cannot wait another second having him dictate our path. Let us work together, get him out, and make this country what she stands for: greatness, the land of opportunity, the land of the greatest soil our forefathers fought for. Don't let this President Biden tear down every inch that was sacrificed with blood, sweat, and tears for his dictation of lies. I urge all to see truths. I urge all to make a difference for our children's future, our future, because, my fellow Americans, this land is being broken down. But we, as a nation of God's truths, shall build her up once again and bring her to her feet with glory. God bless America. Much love to you.
All right, guys, so you seen that, you heard that. Finally, we have a Holly weird actor that's actually making some sense, right? That's saying stuff that I can get behind and agree with, saying things that does not seem to be grounded in Looney Tunes clown world, right? In fact, this guy seems to be against that, right? He seems to be pro-police, which is what Hollywood is not, because West Hollywood literally just defunded their police officers and replaced them with ambassadors. Unarmed ambassadors. Yeah, this guy's making a whole lot of sense. And he's thinking what a whole lot of people in this country are thinking about Joe Biden in regards to him being impeached, him being removed from office. In fact, over 2/3 of Republicans think President Biden should be impeached if the GOP retakes the House, according to a new national UMass Amherst poll. Let's read about this. The results of a new national University of Massachusetts Amherst poll released today show that more than 2/3 of Republicans believe that the House of Representatives should impeach President Biden if the GOP retake the House in this fall's midterm elections. While just over 1/3 of the poll's 1,000 respondents, 34%, say that a GOP-controlled House should impeach Biden, 68% of Republicans and Trump voters and 66% of conservatives all would like to see the president charged by Congress for treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, the formal criteria for impeachment laid out in the Constitution. Asked if they think that a Republican-controlled House will actually impeach Biden, 44% of the poll's respondents said they think it will, while over half of Republicans said they think it will. Okay, so this is some interesting findings, because I think that 34% of the country saying that Joe Biden should be impeached by a GOP-controlled House is a pretty high percentage, okay? Assuming that all else is equal in regards to it being, equal number of Democrats, equal number of Republicans, the poll was actually done right. Again, that's a lot, right? That's a lot, because to impeach a president, to say that a president should be removed from office, you have 1/3 of Americans saying that. That means that there's probably quite a bit of Democrats that are also saying the same thing, okay? But I'm not necessarily surprised about the 68% of Republicans and Trump voters and 66% of conservatives saying that they would like to see the president charged by Congress for treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. I'm not surprised by that, because honestly, I think when it comes to the whole Hunter Biden situation, that should be an impeachable offense, okay? Because this guy, was selling his father's influence overseas, right? Or so it seems, right? The evidence seemed to suggest that Joe Biden was heavily involved and was in the know about his son selling Joe's influence overseas. And Joe Biden may have conducted foreign policy based off what is best for Hunter Biden. And by definition, what is best for him as well, too. Okay, again, namely threatening to withhold taxpayer funding from Ukraine if they did not get rid of a special prosecutor that was going after the company that Hunter Biden was on the board of, right? Burisma Holdings. And I think that's an impeachable offense, okay, in my opinion. Joe Biden should not be in the White House because it seems that he has major conflicts of interest with his son and his business dealings. And we all know that if Trump and his sons had done the same thing, okay, if he had done the same thing that Hunter Biden was doing, they had all that stuff, a laptop with all types of crazy stuff on it like that. Yeah, they would be holding hearings on that and trying to impeach President Trump the same way they're trying to basically do a third impeachment of President Trump right now with the sham January 6th hearings, okay? I'm just saying, Democrats are more than willing to do this to Republicans. I think Republicans should be more than willing to do this to Democrats, right? Republican Party needs a backbone and needs to stand up to the Democrat Party by at the very least having January 6th style hearings on the Democrat Party, okay, specifically when it comes to trying to impeach Joe Biden or the BLM / Antifa riots. However, I wouldn't hold my breath that the Republican Party is actually going to do that, because they've shown time and time again that they're weak when it comes to holding the Democrat Party to the same standard that the Democrats try to hold Republicans, okay? Republicans tend to let Democrats get away with embarrassing them, but won't turn around and embarrass the Democrat Party back, okay? Which is why, for whatever reason, we don't have hearings on the political violence that happened in this country when it comes to the BLM and Antifa riots, but for whatever reason, we're having hearings about January 6th, right? Because of political violence. Yeah, so with that being said, I wouldn't bet on the Republicans trying to impeach Joe Biden. However, most of the American people seem to want it, including at least one Hollywood actor that is calling for Joe Biden to be removed from office. And I think that would be a good thing for America if that actually happened. However, I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.